So today we are going to cover the topic economic impact during British rule. So what were the economic impact on India during British rule? Okay, so this is our topic that we are going to just cover today. So here we will see the textile industry and trade. So what were the changes there in the textile industry and trade? Then some land revenue policies and some land settlement was there, and among them the three are important, that is the permanent settlement, then Mehelwadi settlement and the Rayatwadi settlement. So we will go through this one also. And then commercialization of agriculture. So how the commercialization of agriculture was going on, this one also we are going to see. Then rise of new money lending class, that is the money lenders. After that, rise of new middle class and transport and communication. Okay, so these are the 6 topics under the economic impact on India during British rule that we are going to cover. So let us start. So economic impact during British rule. The Industrial Revolution has helped the English merchant accumulate a lot of capital from the countries of Asia. So due to Industrial Revolution, what happened? The Britishers, the merchants, the Britishers are accumulating a lot of capital, okay, lot of wealth they had from Asia, Africa and America, because they were very much rich in natural resources, right? So that's why they have just gathered all the wealth from here. They now wanted to invest this wealth in setting up industries and trade with India. So since they are merchant and they want to just gain more profit, now they are searching the ways where they can invest this wealth. And they found that it is good to set up industry in India and do the trade business. Okay. So India became an economic colony of industrial due to this revolution for England, right? So first of all, we will see some changes what was going on in textile industry and trade. So textile industry, basically the yarn, the cloths, okay, and how the trade has affected here. Earlier, Indian handloom had a big market, okay. So Indian products, handloom, that is the hand weaving products, had a very big market in Europe. But there was now a reverse of direction of textile trade between Britain and India. But even though they have a good market in Europe, there was a reverse of direction of textile trade was going between Britain and India. The import of large amount of product manufactured by mechanical loom, that is by the power loom, in England led to increased threat for the Indian handicraft industries. Okay, now what happened? So large amount of the product that are made from power loom are imported from England to India. And due to this, what happened? Indian handicraft, whatever the products are there, they are just they don't have any demand in the market. Okay. Moreover, their English British goods were sold at much cheaper price. Okay. On the other hand, Indian handicrafts were taxed heavily when they were sent out of the country. British government often imposed protective tariff on Indian textile. Now, since they are made from mechanical loom, the British goods are made from power loom. What happened? The products are very much cheaper compared to the Indian handicrafts, since these products are made from hands and it takes time also, okay, and lot of hard work were also there. Moreover, when they were sent out of the country, British government often imposed protective tariff on Indian textiles. So some taxes, some duties that has been imposed on Indian goods whenever they are going outside. In this way, it became impossible for the people to buy the Indian handicrafts, and moreover, Indian handicrafts can't able to just gain profit, right? So due to this, uh, the economic impact in industry, textile industry is this. Within a few years, India, from being an exporter of cloths, became an exporter of raw cotton and an importer of British cloth. So India was exporter of cloths, but now due to this, what happened? It became the exporter of raw cotton and an importer of British cloths. Okay, so the due to this economic impact on the textile industry, it was very bad for Indians that now they have to export the raw cotton and import the British cloths. This reversible made a huge impact on Indian handloom weaving industry, leading to its virtual collapse. So due to this, what happened? Almost the Indian handlooms, the product that were made from hand weaving were just totally just disappear from the market. Okay, no one is now interested to do handicrafts, the Indian handloom, because they were facing a lot of loss. So this is the first one, that is the textile, how the textile industry has affected due to the economic just policies of Britishers. Secondly, land revenue policies and land settlement. Now, Britishers extracted taxes from the farmers to finance their policies and war efforts. Now, Britishers want a lot of money. They are gaining also through trade, but in spite of this, they also extract the money by the means of taxes. So, they are imposing taxes to the farmers, and since they have to do win war also, and they need a lot of money for the business also and for the war also, they are just imposing taxes to the farmers. Direct and indirect means were carried out to bring about this collection of revenue for the British. So some direct and indirect means were carried out to just take out the money from the farmers, either by this means or by that means, just imposing the tax to the farmers. Now, Lord Cornwallis introduced the permanent settlement in Bengal and Bihar in 1793. It made the landlord or jamindar deposit a fixed amount of money in the state treasury. In return, they were recognized as hereditary owners of land. Now, what happened? The Lord Cornwallis, what did he do? He has imposed one new policy and named them permanent settlement, and it was there in Bengal and Bihar, and in the year 1793. According to it, what happened? Landlord or jamindar have to deposit a fixed amount of money in the state treasury to the Britishers, okay? And in return, they were recognized as hereditary owner of the land. And in return, now British will just give them that, okay, this land is here, you are the hereditary owner of the land, but you have to deposit a fixed amount of money to the state treasury, okay? So this is the first important settlement. Now, secondly, in 1822, the British introduced the Mahalwari settlement in the northwestern provinces, Punjab, the Ganga Valley and the parts of central India. Now, the basis of assessment was the product of mahal or estate, which may be a village or a group of villages. Here, all the proprietors of the mahals were jointly responsible for paying the sum of revenue assessed by the government. So, what happened? They will just collectively collect the taxes. They will impose this tax on a group of people or a group of villages, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 10 villages, and then they all have to pay the sum of revenue together to the government, okay? And it was introduced in the year 1822. Name has been given Mahalwari settlement, and the area was northwestern provinces, Punjab, the Ganga Valley and the parts of the central India. The third settlement is the Royalty settlement, was introduced in many parts of Bombay and Madras presidencies, okay? That is the Mumbai and the Chennai presidency. Here, the land revenue were imposed directly on the ryots, the individual cultivator who actually work on the land, okay? So, those who are working on the land, so they have to pay this one, the royalty settlement, the tax, okay? Now, according to it, the peasant was recognized as the owner of the land as long as he was able to pay the revenue, but the exploitation continued with the high revenue demands. See, so according to it, what happened? If the peasants is just will be recognized as the owner of the land, if it will pay the revenue, then that land will be the peasant, okay? The peasant is going to pay the revenue. So these are the three important settlement. It means the way where the Britishers used to exploit in the name of land settlement or the land revenue policy, okay? So in this way, these three settlements are very much important. After that, we will see the commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization of agriculture means the production of the plant, the crops that are used for commercial, okay, not for the self consumption. That type of plant that will give you more profit, okay, for like the cash crops. So different types of commercial crops were introduced with different intentions, okay? So different crops were introduced, have been planted, and they have a different intentions also. Indian opium was used to balance the trade of Chinese tea. See, Indian opium was used to balance the Chinese tea, with Britain in latter's favor. Okay, so here the Britishers were so smart, they were just trying to balance the trade, and they are doing the exchange. So Indian opium was used to balance the trade of Chinese tea. After that, Indians were forced to produce indigo and sell it on the condition dictated by the Britishers. So indigo was, they have been forced to plant indigo and sell it in the condition, whatever the prices they will mention, at that price only the Indian have to sold the indigo. Indigo was sent to England and used as a dyeing agent for cloth. Okay. However, the farmers were not ready to grow indigo, because whenever the indigo was grown there, it makes the land infertile. Okay. So it was not good for them, but they were bound to grow indigo, as indigo was sent to England and used as a dyeing agent for clothes. Okay. Now, commercialization of agriculture made the peasants to shift to commercial crops, and hence food grain production went down. Now, the Indians have to grow only that crop that will give them a lot of profit, lot of cash, and as a result, food grain production went down. Okay, so enormous drain of wealth from India to Britain was seen due to various economic policies. So, due to this, what happened? Lots of wealth from India has been taken away by this means or that means from India to Britain. Additional financial burden was placed on India due to expenditure on salaries, pension and training of military and civilian staff employed by the British to rule India. Not only this, additional financial burden was also placed on Indian, okay, because now Britishers have to pay the expenditures also that they were giving, the salaries, the pension and the training of the military, whatever the amount that has been just invested there or they have to pay, now they are going to take it from the Indians only. So financial burden was placed on Indians. Okay. Now the next point is the rise of new money lending class. So here we will see the rise of new money lenders, those who give money, right? Time-bound and excessive demand of revenue by the British government forced the peasants to take loan from the moneylenders. Now what happened? Peasants have to pay the tax and they have a limited time also, and they can't, and the farmers don't have that much of money. What did they do? They just go and lend the money from the people. They take the loans. These moneylender often exploited the peasants by charging high interest rate. And this moneylender, what did they do? So they will charge high interest rate. Okay, whatever the amount they are giving, they will take the high interest rate. They often use unfair means like false accounting, forged signature and thumb impression. Now this moneylender, they are very much mean, and what they will do, they will use the false accounting. Okay, so this much amount you have taken like this. They will give you the false information to the peasants, then forged signature and thumb impression. In most cases, the peasants fail to pay back the loan with full interest. Thus, their land gradually pass into the hand of the money lending class. So, due to the economic policies of Britishers, what happened? The peasants were suffering, and here we will see a rise of a new class, that is the money lender class. After that, we will also see rise of new middle class, okay, due to the economic policy of Britishers. The new landed aristocracy, that is a people, social class people who have a special just title, which came into being after the introduction of permanent settlement, also form a part of new class, okay. So this group of people have been just came into the society, aristocrat. Now a major section of the old land-owning aristocracy lost ownership of their land in many cases and were replaced by a new class of land owners. These people get some English education and became the new elite. With the spread of British, new job opportunities were also created. So these people, what happened? They are just get some English education and became the new the standard group of people with the spread of British education and new job opportunity that has been given to them. Not only this, a new professional, that is the government officials or the commercial agencies and service holding middle class, was also created by the Britishers. Okay. So the final one is the transport and communication. Let us see what were the changes we will see here. England needed railways in India that connected the raw material producing areas with the exporting port, okay, and to facilitate the movement of British goods to different parts of the country as well as bring raw material to the ports. So England was in need of the railway basically, okay, to just take the raw material from the area to the producing area to the exporting ports, and after that again just bringing back from the finished good from the British to India. British bankers and investors invest surplus wealth and material in the construction of railways. Since these British bankers and investors, what did they do? They invest a lot of money in the construction of railway. Railways benefited British capitalists as it made trading in commodities much easier and profitable by connecting the internal market with the port. Now, due to the introduction coming of railway, what happened? The trade has become very much easy and profitable as it just connect the internal market with the ports. The British capitalists who invested in railways were also guaranteed a minimum profit of 5% by the government. Not only this, the British government has promised that we are going to give a just benefit of profit of 5% to this British capitalists since they have invested money for the construction of railway. These companies were also given free land with a lease of 99 years. So these are the economic impact of Britishers in India during British rule. So British had never anticipated the extensive transport network and improved education brought people and ideas closer. However, British have never just imagined that due to this transport network and it will improve the education of the Indian and the ideas will be circulated and people will come closer. During British rule, India took ideas of liberty, equality, human rights, science and technology from the West and this accelerated the process of modernization. So Indians also get to know about the science and technology and then about the human rights and as a result we will see the process of modernization came among the Indians. So this was the topic that we have covered just now. Here we have seen economic impact during the British rule. So let us meet with another video.